He must bring the rocket to all you motherfuckers. Do 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 psyche soap. Do 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 do. Psyche soap. Do 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 do. Hey! Hey, everybody! It is I, the mighty, 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 mighty show! Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna tell it on the mountain bar. Yeah. For those that are listening on podcasting, excuse me. Yeah, that was bad. Hey, so miss you guys. You know why I miss you guys? Cause we're in the bucket. We're in this bucket where we have fun, let loose, and speak even the red pilled and even sometimes the black pilled truth, motherfuckers. All right, True Sherm then came through. Post Bob then came through. Riggs then came through. Introverted Alpha then came through. I also got a cash app in this motherfucker. Woo! Yo, I only script the intro of my show. Calm down. No need to dick police my show. I do what I do. I'm a grown ass man. All right? This episode might offend even my ardent supporters and friends, but as promised, I don't give a fuck. Why? Because I don't, stupid! Don't give a shit about your attitude every time I put on that damn siren. That's what I do. All right? Check to see if you're still subscribed and your notifications are set to on, damn it. So I usually upload this playback on BitChute, Odyssey, MGTOW.tv, the audio-only version on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Podcasts, Radio Public. Catch the playback, motherfuckers! I know it is just, I don't know. If it behooves you, put the link in your damn Discords. Let them know that Soap is live. We finna get into some shit. Yeah, some ugly, that monster hairy shit. Just.
No, steady, big fellow.
Yeah. All right? Motherfuckers want to talk about my show, but they want to bite my shit, though. See? That's cool. That's cool. Be on the lookout for the Rumination series here on YouTube and on the other texts. But this show, of course, may contain coarse language and adult situations. Parental discretion is highly advised. In other words, you better not bring your motherfucking kids, nigga. And then after this show, there'll be them things that make you go. Yeah, I see what you did there, Riggs. I see yo shit. I see this shit, man. Cause Cookie Monster knows what this is. Yeah. Oh man, what a night. All right. Yeah. That monster noise sounds like 90 proof Nancy Pelosi.
No, steady, big fellow.
He's the monster business. And speaking of monster business, yo, me and Chat, Son of Sam, you know what I'm saying? Rooster get loose. Mr. Roost, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do our show next week. It's the holiday special. It'll be on his channel. Y'all show love to the homeboy Roost and shit, because it's Halloween around that time and all the monster business is going on and we about to do what we do. But this time in, chattel style, you know what I'm saying? In the Roost style, the flayed man style, for so to speak, All right. Good shit. Now, if you have any concern on your mind, I also have a Discord, goddammit. contact me directly for any issue that's nagging you or bothering you and shit. Just because I'm going my own way doesn't mean I'm leaving other men behind, especially when they're doing the same as me. So, to the topics of my show, without all that other further ado bullshit, Zuck the Cuck just lost 71 billion with a B billion dollars. Like, it's like Man Bear Pig on motherfucking South Park, forcing you to believe in this metaverse shit. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Come on, guys. I mean, come on, Meta. You know? I mean, it's a different world, the metaverse. Come on, you guys. This Commander Data looking motherfucker. Don't nobody want that no leg having ass shit. Wait, they got legs now? What? You know, we tell it on the mountain. Shit. This motherfucker losing money, making a gamble to do they shit. And you know who. I'm gonna talk about you know who a little later, man. But it is what it is there. Oh boy. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. I miss you, motherfuckers. Miss you. Man, fuck this shit, man. Times are fucking weird. Got bitches complaining that air pollution is making them fat and shit. What? I gotta, I gotta sound the alarm on that bullshit. That nigga said, Truth said it's the betaverse. Come on, you guys, get into my betaverse. Come on. Who cares if you don't have legs? Yet you can still get a motherfucking sexual harassment suit for pinching on an ass and shit on that motherfucker. Man, fuck you, Zuck. Okay? You know what it is. You know what this is out here. God damn it. What's the other shit? Yeah. But fat bitches complaining that air pollution is making them fat. The first time what? Yo, you gotta be fucking kidding me over here, man. You stupid. You stupid. See, yeah, that's when you know you're in a civilization about to crumble the fuck up. That ain't worth a shit. That ain't worth a damn. Because you got the weakest among us making those type of fucking complaints. Bullshit, ain't it? Hmm? Yeah, I know, Bob. Go ahead, go on. Make your move. Sorry I couldn't fucking keep your interest. But it's all good. It's all good. I'll work with all two of you in this motherfucker. Shit. God damn it. I mean, hit the like button before you get out. Shit. No, it's that much of an effort. You know, kind of fucked up. But anyway, when you got, you know, gravitationally challenged people complaining that the air pollution is making them fat, can we just please bring back the real bitch slap? Because the bitch slap was when, you know, the woman would get all, you know, hysterical and go through all these different types of thoughts in their minds and all this extra goofiness. And then here come the man. You would see this in the old movies still too, and they would just slap them. You know what I'm saying? And then they'd be back to reality and whatnot. Can we rebrand it the Karen slap? Can we bring that back, please? Can we bring it back, please, man? Man, so that men can use it. I mean, can we bring back the Karen slap? When Karen gets all motherfucking what do you call that? Hysterical. That's where the word came from. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then, you know, when you pull out the uterus, it's called a hysterectomy. Yeah, whatever, whatever, whatever. What up, Indie Big Town? How was it? I see you, motherfuckers. Oh yeah, yeah. What's going on with my Odyssey brothers? What's going on over there? Who up in this bitch over there on Odyssey? Let me see. I'm gonna see what it is be going on. I'm gonna watch that shit just a little bit though. Okay, I'm still going on. The one watching over there, Most definitely, most definitely. Beware of them. Yo, I'm gonna bring the horror come Halloween and that next week, boy, with some of them things that make you go. But back to what I was talking about, man. As far as the context of the bitch slap, it was like, you know, it thrown around in the 90s to early 2000s, 2010s and shit. That mean and went for everybody. That go for everybody. But back then, right? In those film noir, those 30s through the 50s type movies and shit, where there was just private investigators, detectives, and hats and mysteries and whodunits and all that shit. But anyway, the detective would usually have a bitch that was from the case, but the bitch would just be going through all kinds of shit, just saying all this bullshit. What about this and all of this, all of this? They did going all hysterical and crazy, and then all of a sudden the man would just slaps her back into reality. We need to bring that back to the Karen. Yes, we need to bring it back to the Karen. We need to do that. I mean, come on, man. Can we just, brush that motherfucker off the shelf and finally bring it back out this time? You know? Please, can men use it? We need to use it. A lot of motherfuckers we need to use this shit on. Brace yourselves now. This is gonna be the weekend show. The weekend show, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, bro. Sniper word. I know y'all motherfuckers got, you got, what is that? The Discords and shit. You got motherfucking Twitter. Some of y'all still got Twitters. I know I don't. Shit. Got kicked out that motherfucker real quick. Some of y'all got that. And some of y'all got the Facebook. Put Soap's motherfucking link into the motherfucking show. Hey yo, I got yo in the comments. Yo, in the comments, I do have, by the way, the StreamYard link if you want to come on through. Just, have audio discipline when you do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid. I mean, shit, it's only so. Whether you do or you don't, brace yourselves. I got that wiki show, man. The wiki show. And I'm going to show you what it be, what it do, boy. Where is that shit? Bam! Oh, wait a minute, wait. Bam! Even bigger. So you can see that shit, bruh. So, to understand the woke, you have to understand the culture of narcissism. What you think? And I'm going to get to that here in a minute. You got motherfuckers talking all this other extra shit like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. That was my Discord. Speaking of which, that's my Discord going off right now. Um, 50 Cent trolling his son about child support. And all that shit is a signpost of things to come for those fellas that are right now going through it, paying child support to Baby Mizzle and all that bullshit. And the kid is like of school age. He's, not, it probably is a teenager at that point. Probably is a teenager at that point. But it's a school age child and you still paying child support and all that shit, which I don't believe in, by the way. Yeah, still paying child support, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when the kid finally gets out of high school, you know, probably of college age, I guess, and shit like that. And then the motherfucker still is on your neck about child support. That was the mama doing that shit. That was the mama doing that shit. I've seen it firsthand, you know. It's kind of yo, I seen it on all sides except for from the woman side. That's fucked up though, you know. And for that is why I don't talk to, my mother. Don't, oh, Psyche Soap's got mommy issues. Wow. And that shit. And dude, you're gonna be seen as a deadbeat any fucking way, whether you give a shit about that kid or not. you know. So you might as well just go on and do you. No need in being a candle burning at both ends. Shit. Whether you paying child support or not, I feel you. I see where you coming from, man. Shit. You're not alone. A lot of motherfuckers are still holding on to that trad cuck shit. We got black trad cucks around here, bruh. We got black trad cucks. Don't get it twisted. Don't think it's only white folks doing that shit. All sorts of other ethnicities are doing this goofiness where they're, placing the bitch on the pedestal and not seeing the human shield that she's putting up in front of your fucking face, missing the forest for the trees and all this goofiness. But Psyche Soap got you. I know what it feels like, man.
Mm. Now it's very big fellow.
All right, now She Hope has gone woke, full woke tard. I don't watch it. That's the problem. I was trying to tell y'all motherfuckers why you ain't watching, but I get it. Y'all want to keep your sight on. You got to have content for the content creators. I kind of get it. You do it so we don't have to. But goddamn, why goddamn? You don't have to hate watch this shit. It's a view for them. It's a view for them. You know? You got lucky with the Ghostbusters debacle. You know? But you can't use the same tactic. This is a war, bro. Have some strategy behind your motherfucking self. She-Hulk went full fucking retard. All right? Didn't watch it. They were trying to, all this try hard shit. They were trying to do a female equivalent to Deadpool where they just break fourth walls all the time. Bro, you don't have to do that shit, bro. You don't have to, get into the hate watching of it all. Just do you. It sounds easy, but it isn't, you know. But just go on ahead and do you and what you do. God damn. It's not that fucking significant, you know. We're trying to make a hoe into something even more than a housewife. Strange when you watching that type of show. And then we got this issue where it's Derek Brooks, Daryl Brooks, or whatever the fuck his name is, and he's the Waukesha massacre guy. The guy that got in the minivan and shit from a fight with his girlfriend, and he ends up, killing 6 people by hitting them and in a parade, just hitting them head on and shit at full fucking speed, right? The motherfucker went full soft shit retard. Now I get it, you free inhabitants. I get it, you QAnon types. I get it, you Alex Jones watchers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the government is about some bullshit. They trying to, put a man down, keep a man down. I get it, you know, but the worst of how y'all act shows itself in this case. He's delayed this case. It's a murder trial, by the way, happening in the state of Wisconsin. I catch it from time to time when I tune into that there Nick Ricator, another fella that been, drawing the ire of the woke mob, by the way. But this Derek Brooks shit, the Derek Brooks dude went full soft shit, you know, questioning jurisdiction and all this shit. Guys, when you are killing your straw man, and I know that my man Chat is like that. My man Chattel Son said he like that. I mean, I don't fully subscribe into it because lawyers pick that shit apart. Now, if you had a guy with a lawyer mind and knew that shit and knew how to really get around the loopholes, I understand. But more often than not, you are wasting the time of the motherfucking court. Now, I will give you this. You are not holding court in the street. You're holding court in where it's supposed to be. But nigga, you fucked up. You wrong. Don't go pulling this Admiralty maritime shit in a motherfucking murder trial. And you're in a criminal trial, by the way. Don't go pulling this civil shit. You in a murder trial. That's criminal. That's over. I mean, you didn't really, what? Did you do the research to it? And I know some of y'all that do watch my show subscribe to some of that, but bro, I knew my show would, offend some ardent supporters and friends, but it's high time I tell you the truth. God damn it, it makes no sense doing this, and some people don't even get that money that they be talking about. Most people don't get that money, by the way. Almost all really don't be getting that money when you're talking about, killing your straw man and going for that UCC dash one, whatever the fuck. It's out here there's a whole community out here on the internet that do that shit. And like men going their own way and all this other shit, you're considered a terrorist too. Long before MGTOW even was. So yeah, you might want to keep your head on straight, you know. I mean, representing yourself usually comes with you being a fool. You being a fool, having a fool for a client, right? Let me go on back over here. It usually, has you casted as the fool, you know. And the Daryl Brooks trial, the Waukesha massacre dude, is what tells you what it is. You know, you shouldn't do that in no criminal trial, especially if your motherfucking ass is if you are the defendant in this trial. I'm gonna get to that article here in a minute, but I'm gonna jump into these comments real quick. Oh yeah, look at this shit. Yeah. Brandon Trubler, what's happening? All right. Chrome Dome Omega, what up, Chrome Dome? And he say, I smell a product development coming up. Something to do with a large piece of cork or something. Maybe a product name. How's about Karen Ball Gag?
Wow. Now steady, big fellow.
Yeah, that's that shit. Outlaw, what it is, man. I see you out there, man. How's it is? How's it is? All right, all right, all right. Indy MGTOW is saying, glad I don't watch TV anymore. Bruh, TV got replaced, what, 5, no, fuck it, 10 years ago? It became your tablet. It became your computer. It became your smartphone. That's TV now. Internet is your TV now. Network television, that's what they're trying to make this shit that I'm on. That's what they're trying to make YouTube. We know this shit, you know, where it's heavily censored by Karens. Did you know that the Motion Picture Association of America is their ratings board is flooded with Karens, right? So many Karens you can shake a stick at. You can't walk 2 blocks without tripping over a motherfucking Karen up in that bitch. This is where we get our ratings from, you know? And yeah, even though you don't watch TV, cable TV, network television, that ended up over here. All right? So, take a thought to that. Take a thought to that. Chrome Dome still say the She Woke BS looks like a bad remake of Fiona from Shrek, and Fiona is more of a badass. Um, Fiona, after getting gastric bypass and is working out, and she becomes a lawyer all of a sudden, from what I'm hearing. And I have not seen not one fucking scene of that show. As Hammond would put it, fuck a bitch. MGTOW Outlaw say, oh, well, okay, you quit watching it. All right, all right. Brandon Trueblood say, the feminist propaganda delusion is universal. It knows no color. want to know why? Because Cookie Monster knows what this is. He knows what this is, man. I'm going to tell it on the mountain. God damn it. All men can be hypnotized by voodoo punani without red pill immunity. And this is just what I'm trying to tell these motherfuckers, man. Shit! Get it right! You're an incel, Psyche. Suck this incel dick, motherfucker. How am I an incel and I got a baby mama, nigga? Shit. Oh man. Shit, you could at least call me dry spell dusty. I mean, shit, I'm even throwing ideas at you. You're not even good at that shit. You're not even good at insulting me. Come on, man. I could do a better job than you can. God damn. Any MGTOW say, now we'll watch an old good movie or old recorded concerts, but that's about it. Hey, that's your thing. It's your thing. It's your thing. Wow. Okay. Big Chat Outlaw say, I cut my movie and TV shows off around 2009ish. That's where it all started dropping off for me. But my sweet spot is 70s through 90s TV. And by that he means in the heat of the night. Knight Rider, Dukes, A-Team, and All in the Family, Rockford Files. And I'll take it back a little bit myself, but here you go. He goes on the name. Dragnet, Emergency, Chips, Adam 12, can't stomach garbage on these days. But you know what's really fucked up? They'll take all of those IPs, remake them through a wokey lens, man. It's just, what the fuck?
No, steady, big fellow.
Yeah, stupid shit. And Chrome Dome say, long gone are the days of fresher ideas and new frontiers of imaginative thought. Outlaw. Hence, modern TV and movies suck, and they do. Today is out there. It's called recycled culture. I got a mixtape called Recycled Culture. I'm gonna have to finally say fuck it and put it out. It's when I made the transition from woke rapping to really dark red fucking brick red pilled shit, blood red pilled motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I can't really fuck with this dumb shit. It's all recycled culture, and it's regurgitated to you, and this is what you're supposed to do with it. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, nigga. All right, yeah, yeah. I do my thing. Yeah, True Sharon was like, I don't know. It was like, yeah, it was that. I think it was on Hidden Stream, right, where we were talking about it, where he said bars of soap. I'd like to take a bar of soap, wrap it up in a motherfucking pillowcase, and start giving these whack motherfuckers blanket parties. Because they're bitches right now. Now let's go on over here to this article. Let me go on over here because, oh, shit. Shit! I gotta find the motherfucker again. Here we go again. I got to find this shit again. Okay, where it is. Get up. Get up. Okay, yeah, get some act right, StreamYard. Shit! Ah! I hate you. I'm the biggest hate you in the history of the hate you. Okay. To understand the woke, you have to understand the culture of narcissism. And it goes on to say, the nature of the left in the current year is rooted more in psychology than political science. Specifically, liberalism is suffering from narcissism. No shit. Damn. To understand how, it's essential to grasp the true meaning of narcissism. In its clinical definition, narcissism is not self love, it's the opposite. The narcissist isn't full of ego. What the fuck? That's what I always thought it was.
Mm. No steady, big fellow.
Huh? Okay. Goes on to say, rather, he or she or it or they has no real sense of self. I'll add that in there to make it a little gender neutral for all of these wokey motherfuckers. Where the self would be is emptiness, which results in a mad effort to fill the psyche with meaning. It says psyche. Yeah. Lacking a stable and confident sense of identity, the narcissist hunts for meaning in therapy, self help, sex, or radical politics. None of these can give meaning to empty lives. In his seminal 1979 work, The Culture of Narcissism, the brilliant social scientist Christopher Lasch argued that the human personality is its psychology itself has changed over the course of the latter 20th century. Americans had transformed from strong and well adjusted people to those evincing a minimal self, a personality that is weak and dependent on government, corporations, radical politics, sex, and bureaucracies for a sense of meaning. Yeah, you're right. A central idea in Lash's analysis, and something that is key to understanding the new woke generation, is how infants develop. Citing Sigmund Freud, Lash argued that to an infant, interactions with the world result in feelings of either omnipotence or helplessness. In their fantasy world, a toddler is either the king of the world, demanding their needs get met right now, or is totally helpless and dependent on parents for survival. It represents two extremes that need to be evened out. Mhm. To do so, it is vital that parents, community, and what Lash called transitional objects, hmm, including toys, games, siblings, and pets, introduce limits to the world of the child. These objects shrink the scale of fantasies, introduce reality, and allow a healthy transition into adulthood. In the later 20th century, the raising of the child went to television, the helping professions, schools, and bureaucracies. Lash expert George, and I'm not even going to fucking pronounce that last name, once summarized the process this way. Formally, he says, the presence of potent but valuable individuals, economically self sufficient with final legal and moral authority over their children's upbringing, provided one kind of template for the growing child's psychic development. As fathers, and increasingly mothers, become employees, with the family's economic survival dependent on remote abstract corporate authorities, and as caretaking parents were increasingly supervised or replaced by educational, medical, and social welfare bureaucracies, the template changed. The child now has no human sized authority features, oh, excuse me, authority figures in the immediate environment against which to measure itself. And so reduce its fantasies to human scale. As a result, it continues to alternate between fantasies of omnipotence and helplessness, which you do see. This makes acceptance of limits, finitude, mhm, and death more difficult. Ah, which in turn makes commitment and perseverance of any kind, civic, artistic, sexual, parental, more difficult. Formally, the presence of potent and I've already read that. The result of narcissism, Lash described it this way: having surrendered most of his technical skills to the corporation, the contemporary American, can no longer provide for his material needs, right? As the family loses not only its productive functions, but many of its reproductive functions as well. Men and women no longer manage even to raise their children without the help of certified experts. The atrophy of older traditions of self help has eroded everyday competence in one area after another and has made the individual independent on the state, corporation, and other bureaucracies. When one observes the behavior of the new modern woke, Lash's words are stunningly prescient. The college kids literally screaming like toddlers when facing with a speaker they don't like. The transgender people asserting that their truth is all that matters. The you go girl amateur psychologists helping mentally wobbly people, women's, to demand respect, even if they haven't earned it. This is the world the culture of narcissism predicted. These aren't the old communists with their dialectical materialism and pseudoscience about the tectonic plates of evolutionary social change. These are babies with no secure sense of self throwing tantrums. A comment on a YouTube video I recently came across is very telling. The clip shows some colorful teenage dancers in a 1980s club from 40 years ago. Being in college at the time, I was actually scanning YouTube for my old self. Boomer! Yet, what caught my eye was a comment below the video, a remark left by what I assume was a younger viewer. They all look so confident. And then he goes on to say, the woke are not egotistical, assertive activists. They're those without a self, without history, and without confidence. More than 40 years after the publication of The Culture of Narcissism, Lash's screaming tyke is now running the culture. Well, ain't it the fucking truth? Ain't it the truth? That's what this shit is. You see it. You see it. Uh, hey, need a buddy nickname, mental flaws, soap. I don't know where you were getting that there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you're getting that, but this is what I got out of that. Um, all around us, men, we're looking at a generation of children that were raised on autopilot, watching Disney videos. These are the people you are dealing with now. Some of them have probably even became your bosses at work. Well, that is, of course, the truth in my case. And it's bullshit. Excuse me one moment. There you go. I had to take another sip. One more. Hold on. Yeah, and all this other goofy shit. You know, full of really, kids that don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's sad? Some of them are even your age, and you could tell which ones were not the self-sufficient latchkey kids that you were or I was. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much did my thing, and I was left home alone a lot, bro, a lot. You know. But I didn't have to set no traps or nothing like Macaulay Culkin or anything like that. Shit. And there's that is, and you all know it. And we're coming up on that midterm shit. That's not too far from here. And they've grown up to being in the Democratic Party. And they're doing this shit. All over the world, and all over town. And it's fucking boring. Like I'm about to read a boring article and get into this. What you saying, Chrome Dome? Well, you're the soap for the psyche, but with teeth in need of proper cleaning, you got to get in there and hit the people up with some mental flaws to break free of the detriment from this world. You got a point there. I will give you that one. I will give you that one. But back to this little problem that these wokey Democrats got. It's the privilege problem. You ever get the feeling that Democratic campaign staffers are a lot whiter and better credentialed than the party's voters? Well, you're right. And at Swarthmore College, sociologist Daniel Lorison now has data to back this shit up. All right, this is kind of fucking interesting. Let's get into that. According to Lorison's database of more than 4,500 Republican and Democratic staffers who worked on presidential primary and general election campaigns from 2004 to 2020, 68 of Democratic staffers were white compared to 60% of Democratic voters. Hmm. Hmm. The differences become even more stark when we turn to education. Over 90% of Democratic staffers have college degrees, compared to two-thirds of U.S. adults who have graduated college, right? And 40% of Democratic staffers went to elite schools, such as those in the Ivy League, compared to 4% of the overall population. Well, ain't it the fucking truth, you know? And then we got this motherfucking side mouth talking ass white bitch. I'm gonna just put it that way. We gonna keep it fucking real. You gonna get mad, but I don't give a shit, man. I don't give a shit, man. The privilege problem, and it's alive and well with these bitches. Oh, we got one where it's really alive and well. Yeah, I know, but you're gonna have to stomach it with me, man. You're gonna have to stomach this shit with me, man. Here comes Miss Sidemouth, her goddamn self. Check it out. See what it is. Come on now.
Weekend. Racist GOP appeals heat up in final weeks before the midterms. Quote, as the campaign heats up in the final weeks before November's midterm elections, so have overt appeals to racial animus and resentment. And the toxic remarks appear to be receiving less pushback from Republicans than in past years.
Hey, what is happening? No, wrong one. It is Mr. Pliskin. Call me Snake.
No, steady, big fellow.
Here's Snake. He's here. Woo! Okay. Back to this shit. Miss Sidemouth. See, you know what? Hold on. Now I know y'all that are watching the or listening to the playback on the podcast, the audio, right? You can't see Rachel Maddow. But some of you, I'm pretty sure, have seen what Rachel Maddow looks like. Always downing on men, but always want to act like them. You know what I'm saying? These, you know what I'm saying? They at first they were like, fair weather lesbians. You know what I'm saying? They're fucking lesbians when the weather gets stormy, and they're fucking straight bitches when the motherfucking when the weather's sunny. But when they get a little older and they're like 40s, late 30s and shit, and they're full on and they really are, they really are into this shit. Now there's some cool, you know what I'm saying? There's some cool carpet munchers. I mean, lesbians and shit out there. There's some cool ones, you know what I'm saying? But there's some that, you know what I'm saying, that are just the most annoying pieces of shit feminists that you'll ever see in your life. And this right here that I'm showing you on my screen is one of them. And yeah, Nick Recato was right when he did say this shit. A lot of lesbians do like to talk on the side of their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like to talk out the side of their mouth. Like this shit right here. Check this out.
Here's the headline in the Washington Post this weekend. Racist GOP appeals heat up in final weeks before the midterms. Quote, as the campaign heats up in the final weeks before November's midterm elections, so have overt appeals to racial animus and resentment. And the toxic remarks appear to be receiving less pushback from Republicans than in past years, suggesting that some candidates in the first post-Trump election cycle have been influenced by the ex-president's norm-breaking example.
No, bitch. And this is to Liz Goodwin in this Washington Post article. No, they've gotten tired of it. You know, they seen the how society was. Now it was no better. It was fucked up, but we were colorblind. We were blind to the color and all the other extra shit. But then it was other, it was other fucking ignogs and niggaboos and white liberals all in the background over here causing fucking dissension and fucking shit up, you know? And then they finally just found their nuts and said, "Fuck it. I tried to be your friend. I tried to, work across the aisle with you. I tried to listen to where you came from and the plight that you had and be understanding of it, but yet at the same time, you know, tell you to grab a hold of the ownership, take ownership and responsibility for your fucking asses and pull yourselves up by the bootstraps. But all you can tell me is, I can't. White man is putting me down. Hell, I don't even want to hear that shit, and I'm black. What the fuck? So that's what this is, lady. If you were watching my irrelevant ass show, you know that, goddammit.
Quote, the chief executive of the Anti-Defamation League, which works to counter anti-Semitism, said it is not new to see anti-Semitism or overt racism in politics. What is new is after years in which it was clear that to be credible in public life, politicians had to reject prejudice. It has now been normalized in ways that are really quite breathtaking. He says, quote, I don't.
Because it was your side that kept egging them on, calling them fucking oppressors and all this other extra goofy shit.
Know if it will be very easy to put the genie back in the bottle.
You think? You don't know if it'd be very easy to put the genie back in the bottle? Oh no, the genie's out of this motherfucking bottle. It's gonna be some wartime in this motherfucker and a whole lot of things that make you go, Rum Psyche Soap. Premiering later. Now, what y'all on? Yeah, he got, Mr. Pliskin got the Rachel Mad Cow. Yeah, most certainly. Talking out the side of her mouth, looking like the cow right there that Mr. Pliskin got going on. They were jinxing, oh, you Pepsi, oh, you a beer. Look at us, everybody. We're off in the clear. Liquor right here. Hey, yo, I got some motherfucking brew right here. And y'all gonna hate me for the beer I like, but it's my flavor, neighbor. You know what I'm saying? It's the shit that don't get me sick when I'm drinking on it. And it's this Heineken. It's my shit, man. Twist up the Heineken. Don't get it twisted. Support a Dutch farmer and drink a fucking Heineken. Or will it be that pretty soon I might be fucking boycotting this shit because, they're starting to do that ESG bullshit over down there in the Netherlands, keeping farmers from using the fertilizer they get. You seen the intro. Some of y'all have seen the intro, or if you've well, not you guys that are listening to the podcast, all you get is the audio. But for y'all that are looking at the playback or have seen was here with me and all that good shit, you know what this is. You know what this bullshit is. I couldn't get my Heineken for a while because of that fucking protest. This is brewed in Holland. Well, I don't know if they're doing it anymore though. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, wait. Back in this shit, what they're not understanding and they're trying to put into your fucking head is that, you know, that the Republicans are racist and the Democrats are going, see, this is what we said all along. This is what we said all along. This is what we said all along. And let's get back into this goofy ass shit. Come on. Power through it, so shit.
So, I mean, we're 3 weeks out from Election Day, and that's the message coming from one side, right? Which history is screaming at us about.
No, bitch. We're 2 weeks away. Matter of fact, let me look at this calendar. Yeah, 2.5 weeks. Yeah, you about right. Yeah, for those that are in my time zone, it is 5 o'clock somewhere, motherfucker. All right, let me quit interrupting this. Oh, this side mouth talking Peter Pan understudy. Here we go. Fuck it.
And that's the message coming from one side, right? Which history is screaming at us about in terms of how dangerous this stuff is. But to win elections, you can't just point at it. You can't just point at anything and say, no, not that. Right? There has to be another message. There has to be a competing message, in this case, about why we should stay with political solutions to our problems. We shouldn't blame some mythical other for ruining everything, which requires us to burn it all down and maybe abandon democracy and certainly abandon election results.
Same thing goes for you, boo-boo. You can't sit here and blame a segment of hardworking Americans. What the fuck? Oh, that was my phone. You can't blame a certain segment of hardworking Americans for what they do and how they do it. You know what I'm saying? It just to other them and put them to the side of the. I mean, this goes back into my college years and shit. And at the time, I didn't know what the fuck based and red pilled was, man. I'm just gonna tell you this. I wasn't based and red pilled in a political sense. I was still feeding off this fucking shit that you see here. Not Rachel Maddow per se. It was this same network. And I would usually come at them with talking points in my class and shit that I would get from this bullshit. And then the man had, all of a sudden it said, when he got into a chill with me, he said, pulled me to the side. He was like this: you can't always go on othering people for what they do. You know what I'm saying? You ostracize them. Ostracism. Racism. See what I'm saying? You see where the root word of that shit is? Ostracizing. It doesn't mean you are discriminating against ostriches, motherfucker. Ostracism. And be cool. Be cool. What you mean that's alcohol abuse, Brandon Trueblood? What the fuck? What, man? Let me get back into this bullshit.
Right? There's a case to be made, not just against what they're advocating, but also why we should keep the democratic system we have had for more than 200 years in this country. And so there's just this incredibly stark contrast for this election. Right? On the right, it's all these things we've been talking about, including blatant anti-Semitic appeals from the highest profile people on the conservative side of the aisle, and no negative response to that from Republicans at large. And from the Democratic Party, on the other side, we've got like the most purely practical stuff. It's literally, hearing aids. As of today, you can get hearing aids over the counter, which means they will be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars cheaper. The NIH estimates that more than 80% of Americans who could benefit from hearing aids don't use them, in large part because they're really hard to get. They're super expensive, and most insurance plans don't cover them, so you have to pay cash. Starting today, you can just buy hearing aids over the counter. which makes it way easier and should bring the costs of hearing aids down by thousands of dollars, which should mean that millions of Americans who need help with hearing loss, whose lives would be seriously improved by having assistance.
There was no audio. I got to start watching my shit. Thank you for keeping me on the ups, Mr. Bliskin. Now, what I was watching though, okay, this shit here is like, okay, we'll go ahead and run that back one more again. My bad, guys, my bad. And I'm doing a disservice to my podcast listeners too when I do that. Thank you for doing that, Mr. Pliskin. Yo, much yo, you get a thanks for looking out for your guy, man. That's what it is. That's what it is about. You know, a brotherhood and looking out for each other. I'm for that shit. You know, that right there gets to me. You know, thank you for that. All right, now back to this bullshit. We're gonna run it back one more again.
Down by thousands of dollars, which should mean that millions of Americans who need help with hearing loss, whose lives would be seriously improved by having assistance with hearing loss problems, their lives are going to get better. That's brand new as of today. There was a vote 5 years ago in 2017 that made it possible for the FDA to do this and to allow hearing aids to be over the counter. The Trump administration just sat on it for years and it didn't get done. President Biden decided he was going to make it a priority. He signed an executive order in.
Of course he was going to make it a damn priority because he's a boomer. This goes to show you what is going on in every company in America. If you go up in the hierarchy of if you're not running your own business, all right. But I know you men going your own way. Y'all doing your thing, okay? Y'all don't subscribe to this shit. I mean, those that are up there, a different type of level of MGTOW. You know what I'm saying? A different type of level. And for that, I commend you brothers for doing your thing. Like, yeah, man, for those that are, working stiffs like me, right? Working swinging decks in this motherfucker, right? We always got a boomer that's leading it, and he looks just like this motherfucker. Out of touch, out of whack, don't know what the fuck he doing. And usually he has a younger woman that's always whamming, just always wabbity wabbity, waiting in the wings, ready to fucking, get rid of the older guy with a Me Too thing, but she doesn't want to do it yet because that's what got that bitch in the game, you know. But she waiting for her chance to use that 25th Amendment. And you know what? I don't much give a shit. You probably should there, Harris. Just get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off. Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to do you the same way they did Obama and all his bullshit and his ilk. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do you the same way, lady. You know what I'm saying? If you were to 25th Amendment her at your ass, like, if you were to 25th Amendment Biden right now, after the midterms, let's just put it that way. After the midterms and all of that shit, then everything gonna be blamed on you. You already see it in the UK. Fuck, Liz Truss, the third prime minister of the United Kingdom, she's resigned. 6 weeks and the job. Resign, motherfucker. Boris Johnson ass resigned before her. That's setting a record, bruh. Imagine if we put that in America. That's 2 Richard Nixons in 1 fucking year. And that's for those that are up on their political history, but you know what it is. But yeah, you're always in this company, and you in the company, right? And it's always this motherfucker running shit. And then there's the Harris type, that one. that homogenized, spit out of college, wokest that is telling you whatever the fuck you should be doing and cancel everybody and all of this dumbass other extra mo shit. Can't stand it. Can't fucking stand it.
August, giving the FDA 120 days to get it done. And they got it done. And now, as of today, life will be materially improved, both financially and in terms of quality of life, literally for millions of Americans who have hearing loss. If you don't have it now, you very well may get it later. I mean, this could benefit something like 30 million people. And that's very practical. And you might see that as kind of small ball politics, but that's the kind of thing that Democrats are putting on the table ahead of this election in 3 weeks. I mean, look at the...
Wait a minute, bitch. The next thing, that is a crazy fucking still. If anybody were to clip this shit and y'all want to see Rachel Maddow at her finest, she looked like she just got through, handling business with an apparatus that she didn't like. And it is a sour taste to it. You know what I'm saying? This is how she gets ready, bruh. Oh, that. Oh, goddamn. Anywho, yeah, this is how she gets ready, bruh. Anywho, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Fuck.
Look at the highest profile actions that President Biden and the Democrats have taken in the lead up to this election. President Biden and Democrats passed legislation to lower the cost of prescription drugs, to literally put a cap on the amount that seniors can pay out of pocket for prescriptions. Republican senators have now introduced their plan to repeal it, to make you pay more for prescriptions, especially you, seniors. Okay. President Biden came up with a plan to reduce people's student loan debt. Again, for millions and millions and millions of Americans, a hugely practical financial.
Hey, man, don't get me started on this shit, man. Don't be fucking with me, man, on this shit, man. What the fuck you mean, man? Oh, man.
Improvement in your lives. Republican states are suing to try to get rid of that, to make you pay more for your student loans. President Biden recently pardoned people with convictions for possession of marijuana.
But won't legalize the shit fully. See, yeah, while it's going on, in reference to the legalization of marijuana, and I've talked about it, especially in my neck of the woods and what's going on with our governor, Kristi Noem. She might be the future vice president of either DeSantis or Trump. And I'm starting to realize here that DeSantis and Trump would be a dream team ticket, but that probably should have happened, for 2016, I guess, or 2020, for real. I mean, especially after, Trump seeing that, oh boy stabbed him in the back and shit. Damn it, Pence, you had the fucking rule, bro. The motherfucking Pence rule. And we've been running around this so-called manosphere talking about it and how great it was. Even especially for you married motherfuckers, you slaves. Yeah, I said it. I don't give a fuck. It's a fucking hot take. Eat a dick. Keep going. But really, they should have marijuana federally legal. Fully legal. Get it over with, damn it. Just do it. Because this state by state nickel and dime shit, they've been doing that since 2006. Especially when I lived in Colorado, bruh. I mean, for a little while, people didn't even understand that it was legal fully. And you can go to the stores. I mean, and then there was this, right-wing city called Colorado Springs. It's a larger city. It's not like Denver. I mean, it's a city where you got 5 different military bases and shit. And they were kind of up in arms about it because of the way, that city is structured. And they would put that shit, the nearest shop would be at the county line or city limits of another place that wasn't like that red wing, that right wing city. I got some shit for you right wingers too, man. Y'all need to calm down with y'all trad cook shit. But anyway, back to this here. They should probably just go ahead and just legalize that shit fully all over the world. And I'll advertise it.
No, steady, big fellow.
I know. Shut the fuck up. We're just going to go.
I don't think Republicans have come up with a way to challenge that yet, but they're just completely silent on it. They won't talk about it. They're pretending it's not happening. And this kind of stuff, these kinds of initiatives from the Democrats, these are implicitly an argument for democracy, right? I mean,
look, mob rule. And I see where you Republicans are coming from on that. You know, net taxpayers should be the voters, because now we all know, and as we have taken the red pill and went our own way, and we weighed out the data and the evidence and the facts and whatnot, and we see that the ones that are voting themselves into your money are usually from the side, and you can tell by it being a D right next to their fucking name. You know, voting themselves into your money. And like my man say, the women are the majority of voters. All right. You can't dance around it. So why you can't get around it? So low you can't get under it. So high you can't get over it. Oh, I can't get around it.
No, steady, big fellow.
Okay. Shit. God damn it.
and you see where I'm going with this. The way you argue for democracy is not just by pointing the finger at people who want violence or fascism and saying, whoa, that's bad. That always works out badly. I mean, you have to do that, but you also need to make the positive case that democracy is a good idea, that democracy can deliver meaningful, practical improvements in Americans' lives.
And yes, even if it's the Electoral College, which Democrats like to abolish, what? Did you all know that you vote for the Electoral College? All it's made up of are local politicians. You vote for them. Well, okay, you vote for them if you happen to live in that area. Okay? We vote for them, but then again, we don't. If you really look at it, some of them you can. If you're in like significant states, like let's say California or Florida, Texas, New York, shit like that. Colorado, even, you know, there's an example. Minnesota, even. You do vote for them. If they're like really significant and highly populated states, you know, you do vote for them. You didn't know that? You do vote for the Electoral College members. You know that, right? And they usually tell you that on the ballot. You will be seeing it next month. You know, you will be saying, well, at least they let me know, you know, who they support. Like, for instance, we have a female governor, and she's a Republican. All right. Very smart when it came to matters of the bug, of the cerveza bug, as my man call it, right? And you see this shit and who they endorse right there on the ballot. I don't know about your ballot, but that's what my ballot shows me, because I'm gonna tell it on the mountain bar. When you go on over there, that's what you see. They are delegates in the Republican National Convention. They also have it in the Democratic National Convention. You know what I'm saying? I was once an election judge, so I know how these things work. You can vote for those members of the Electoral College. This is not being said by anyone. That is what fucking surprises me. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I see where the Republicans are coming from when it comes to democracy, and they're not big fans of it. I mean, shit. I mean, you seen what happened 2 years ago. You seen what happened. You see how that worked out. You know what I mean? All right. And they Republicans have the case for it, which is called mob rule. Women are the majority of voters. You know this, I know this. Okay? And they vote their way into your money. Even if they're Republicans. That's the fucked up thing about it. Because female nature is universal. You know this, man. And so when you do participate in your elections, yes, keep your head on the swivel. Don't think it don't matter. One person, one vote. I know it sound like, I mean, after that bullshit last year though, no wonder a lot of people are turned off of voting. And I get it. No wonder Republican voters, former Republican voters and independents are turned off of this shit entirely. I really do see where you're coming from because it is bullshit, you know? Popular vote, you know, electoral college vote, rip a man out of office. What fucks me up is that Democrats go with this other goofy shit where, I don't know, man. True Blood left. Yeah, because I got to talking this politics and shit, but I'll keep playing it. Here it go, man. I ain't even gonna go into further of that shit. Keep going.
So I think that's why this election season feels so weird. I mean, there's this mismatch from the two.
I'm gonna tell you why it's weird because, and this is what she probably knows and ain't gonna tell you. Republicans turn out for midterms. Democrats historically don't. And this is why they're hyping up this election as though it were the general election every 4 years. See, Democrats will turn out every 4 years, but every 2 years, oh, fuck no. Keep going.
Sides, right? Republicans going apocalyptic, end times, end of democracy. A huge proportion of Republican voters, let alone Republican candidates, Republican voters saying unless their team wins, they will not accept the election results as legitimate because election results no longer are the way Republicans want to do things in this country. Meanwhile, we've got simultaneously these overt anti-Semitic appeals from the highest profile people on their side of the aisle. That's what's happening on the right, while Democrats are like, hey, we not only like democracy, we are using our democratic system to do practical things that hopefully help you and your family. And Republicans don't want those practical things to work, but that's the argument from the Democrats. Now, how is this playing out in individual races so far? I believe it is still hard to tell. In Georgia, early voting started today. In Georgia, the Republican candidate in that marquee Senate race there, Herschel Walker, was just asked about the cap on drug prices, including a cap on the price of insulin, which is a life or death necessity for people with diabetes. He responded by suggesting that people really might not need the insulin if they would just eat right. They don't really need the insulin. How's that going to play in Georgia? One party capping the price of insulin so that you don't break the bank, paying for a drug that you need to stay alive. The other party saying, do you really need that?
You see this shit? Do you see this shit? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me get out of that shit, man. That kind of bummed me out, man. It kind of bummed me out because it's demagoguery like this that is going on everywhere. It's in culture. It's in the movies you watch. It's in the social media that you tend to peruse day in day out. It's even in your YouTube notifications. It's in your TikTok notifications if that's what you do. And I gotta tell you, fuck that. That's just wrong. Yeah, man. And no wonder Brandon Trueblood then left this motherfucker. He was like, nah, man, it's good. You got too deep into it. You got to play in her voice, and she was annoying. I see where you coming from, bruh. you know, and you could all see that Biden, he's pulling an election Hail Mary, you know? And Saudi Arabia ain't having it. They ain't having that shit, you know? They ain't having it. He's over here manipulating gas prices just so his standing looks better in Congress, because really Congress is the one that's on trial. But Congress really won't be on trial until 2026. And so we got to wait until the next midterm, you know. But this is the shit that we're seeing, man. The shit that we're in. And I don't like it no more than you do, you know. As a man going our own ways, right? As men going our own ways, you got to also know that no side is for you. Now, for right now, the Republicans, they're carrying your talking points. They're saying all the right things. Their heart's even in the right place. But sometimes even they fucking falter. And I may tell you that later. Out there in the financial world, 3 or maybe 4 of the Fed presidents have been caught on insider trading. Why don't we have Nancy Pelosi's scalp? I mean, for real, why ain't we getting this bitch? Like, come on. You seen it with that little tech bill they passed not too long ago. Why ain't they getting that bitch? Hey, you can get rid of all these men. Now, no, they are doing some goofy, foul fucking shit that they shouldn't even be trying to do. Manipulating your manipulating your economy, messing with the markets and all that, you know, propping up Tesla, propping up Apple. Now don't get it twisted, man. I have some but Elon news coming up, and I'll be talking about that. So let's just lightning round this shit. 3 or 4 of these Fed presidents have been caught on insider trading allegations. Tulsi Gabbard, she went full Republican not that long ago, claiming that she independent. Really though, she's still a Democrat at the end of the day, even if you are a veteran, because you still vote yourself into another man's money. And you got Putin declaring martial law. Maybe MGTOW values will cover in about half an hour or more. He might be talking about that too. Mr. Plisson gonna keep on trucking. That's okay. Catch me on the playback. You good? All right. And then you got Johnson and Johnson, Netflix, and Lockheed Martin. They were ripping up the market with gains, and then all of a sudden those gains went ear.
No steady, big fellow.
And that's what they was doing when you was looking at that shit, right? And then you got Liz Truss. She's the 3rd female prime minister of the United Kingdom, and she quits. She quits. That shit should be happening here. At least they're direct with it. You're making me mad as fuck. I'm gonna get on to these other articles real quick, and then and we'll get on about the show. But let me just put this up here real quick. And this pisses me off too. Democrats are programming African Americans or Democrats programming black Americans. I call them black Americans because we're a type of an American. An African American to me is an African that came from the continent and got their asses here of their own free will, you know, came to America to seek a better life. Not the ones that were pulled over in chains and sold by their fucking tribal bosses and then whipped into shape by the who white man and all this bullshit. But let me see what this opinionated person from Thy Black Man is saying. Damn, niggas, we need to do better. What the fuck? You're not even creative anymore, man. Okay, so he says, be very careful who you allow to program your thinking and shape your perceptions. That's true. Clearly, a ton of slave programming infected the African American community, and those mental chains still exist today. Let me see here. They can be seen in black on black crime, in our poor role models, in negative and obscene music, and our unwillingness to work together unless we are in the lead, our failure to have our own businesses in our communities, the way we treat each other, the suspicion and division we direct at each other, the causes we support, the distractions we allow, sports, entertainment, materialism, what we expect of ourselves, the denial of personal accountability, and how we treat people of other ethnic groups better than we do our own. I don't know. I think y'all deserve one of them. That's that. That's pretty much what it is. That pretty much is what it is, right? Let me see what we got here. This sounds like it's coming from a boomer, though. But let me read further. Let's see where it goes. Most of our people still walk around calling themselves a color they are not, a color they have never been, a color branded on their skin by oppressors, and a color that brings with it a ton of negative attachments. Ah, that sounds like boomer talk to me.
No, steady, big fellow.
Look, man, I'm okay with that. Fuck it. Okay? You scared to go in? Boo, motherfucker. Look, we're dissing black, we're dissing African American. Y'all, I mean, come on. Black on black crime is still gonna keep going on. You know, I often say this on my show. Why, black folks, have we stopped talking about it? You know? I mean, it wasn't that long ago Democratic Party voters called it this. Called it, you know? But yet still the youngest among us, let's put it that way, the youngest among us, which were the fungus, started doing this. Even though they knew this was going on, the black on black crime was going on, the killing each other was going on, but we still kept voting that candidate with that D next to their name. That was the smart brother. Shit. Let me take a sip. Ooh, maybe a gulp or two. There we go. Back to the article. This is a rebranding from, you know, right winger black folks, but I'll read it anyway. Because, yeah, their heart's in the right place. I agree with them on a lot of this shit. That color, by definition, means devoid of color. That color is black. We say Black History Month. We say Black Pride, Black Panthers, the black community, black people, black, bliggity, black, blackity, black, y'all. Then we try to redefine it into a culture, but the dictionary does not call it that. And other groups of people do not see it as that. But listen, bro, you can make it say that. You know how many words we make up that end up in the fucking Merriam Webster and it's a different definition of each, even if they put it in there as slang? Come on, bro. Work a little harder than that. Shit. Then we try to redefine it into a culture, but the dictionary does not call it that, and other groups of people do not see it as that. They go right back to the dictionary. Go back to my dictionary and suck it. All right? Fuck you. But the programming is so covert that most of us never stop to think we're not black. Okay, whatever. How do we see the people? Things in community, the article goes on to say, around us, worldview, shapes how we act and react towards them and ourselves. It shapes what we expect, what we allow, what we ignore. Therefore, there is a race by every influential group to reach your mind and shape your perceptions on a sociological, subconscious, and often subliminal level. For example, most African Americans still vote as Democrats with no idea that the Democratic Party of the South voted against civil rights and the abolition of slavery. You are correct. The Democratic Party of the Deep South started and owned the Ku Klux Klan. Yet our people still vote Democrat. LBJ. He said LBJ, you know what I'm saying? No, it sounded like DDJ, but whatever. The Democratic Party of the South bought black votes with food stamps, welfare, WIC, Section 8, and affirmative action. He's not wrong. These were neither long term help nor short term handouts. They were payoffs. Ooh. That's right. He's not wrong. Your heart's in the right place. The Democratic Party of the Deep South wanted you to remain a slave, so they found a way to create a dependency on the government and thus gain control over what African Americans eat, where we live, what we give our children, what schools we attend, and how much money we make. That's why the Democratic Party has always been for big government that helps the people by intruding into our lives more and more with more regulations and tells us what to do. And all the fake urban fakes say that the old Democrats are now Republicans. Cannot hide from the truth from some of the from those of us and are willing to do the research. Now, I would like to say that you're correct, but you're incorrect about this. Yes, the Southern strategy did exist, you know? Um, yes, this is true. LBJ said that, I'm going to have a bunch of niggas voting for years to come or something like to that effect or whatever. I've been having, I'm like, what, 3 beers deep and a couple of shots deep. So I do sound like this. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Whatever, I do what I want. Shit. Yo, black folks should abandon both political parties. You see that right here, y'all. You see that right here. But you right. Where am I at? Oh yeah, man. The Southern strategy is real. Some of the Dixiecrats did turn Republican. That's not that's real. But some of them got so old that they died off. They died off. Today's Republican, yeah, they're conservative. I mean, even into some puritanical levels. And I go in on you puritanical trad cucks too. But on the Democrats' side of things, yes, Dixiecrats, Reconstruction Democrats, they wanted to keep slavery around. Yes, I know that. Oh no. I not blind to the politics. Governor Patterson, motherfucker. By the way, he was a Democrat too, you know. But yo, man, it's different from what they think and different from what they think because I've went my own way. I've weighed out the pros and cons from both sides, my man. And both sides, there are no good guys and there are no bad guys. So please do you. So there's that, you know. And I'll go ahead and read the rest of it. There was a reason that Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King Jr., Roy Lynch, Colin Powell, and so many other smart, influential people were Republicans, not Democrats. That's true. MLK was a Republican. He was not a Democrat. I mean, the only reason why he, was kicking it with JFK is because shit, JFK was starting to get it. Is that his brother, was on some other shit, but he was starting to get it. JFK was starting to get it. And, I mean, Martin Luther King Jr., in fact, he was, interacting with Eisenhower. And Eisenhower did a very good thing. Now, yes, it is government overreach, but he did override the National Guard, he overrided the Governor Faubus bullshit. This is Arkansas, Brown v. Education, Brown versus the Board of Education, and enforce the fucking decision, you know. But then again, I'm kind of thinking though, I hope they don't do that shit. Well, with Roe v. Wade. Anyway, that takes us down another motherfucking thing here. Today, both the techniques and the playbook for programming African American behavior by shaping perceptions is used all over the African American community, sadly, by our own people and against our own people. You're not wrong. They present very few facts, limited win lose situations, and tell you just what to think. They're afraid of letting you think for yourself, including you, even. Our churches do it. Not every church. Notice how he was. Yeah, you could tell this one is from the church. Not all churches, black churches, was right. No, nearly all of them were fucking wrong. Okay. Now I understand, some of you black trad cucks are trying to reclaim the conservatism for the black community. And you know what? It has merit. I'm with it, bro. But when you start doing this puritanical shit, I'm gonna call you the fuck out. See, us men going our own way, we don't have anybody siding with us. They're the ones that are gonna go your video games that are making you act like that type shit. You gotta be cool. Let me just yank this off. You can read that shit for yourself. Oh, there's another motherfuckers that I want to talk about today. Which brings me to another black trad cuck here. What's his name? Yeah, that one guy that said that Jesus walked with him not that long ago. Kanye! Woo-hoo. Yay. Oh my God. Kanye, nigga. That nigga. You know, Kanye's heart is in the right place. Let me preface it by saying this. His heart's in the right place, man. All right? He's gotten red pilled, but he came out to be a fucking weird fucking mutant. You know what I'm saying? He was a Democratic Party, you know, he was a Democratic Party shill before Obama got elected. Probably even helped the motherfucker get elected with his money. And now he's on this trad cuck horse shit. Attention horse shit. Yeah. Yeah, man. He ain't that far off. All right. His heart's in the right place, but no, man. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's not believable, bro. I'd rather y'all, you know what I'm saying, you get him on the psyche soap thing, you know? A little different from what the fuck we're looking at here, son. Okay, so the article says Ye reveals hypocritical desperation of conservatives. Okay, true. Despite declaring that celebrities are false idols in our society in a sometimes jealous response to the left's undeniable domination of the culture, damn, bloviate much? Conservatives are too often desperately hungry to gain any cultural relevance they can, as they say. And this desperation has one particularly irreparable consequence, as they put it. The conservative movement is damaged by rushing to celebrate a single celebrity because he or she said one supposedly conservative thing among a sea of not so conservative things. Kanye West is the ultimate example. The rapper who now goes by Ye, oh my God, caught the renewed attention of conservatives after appearing at his Yeezy fashion show in Paris, wearing a t shirt that said White Lives Matter, as well as a large photograph of Pope John Paul II for an unexplained reason. Another celebrity did that on Saturday Night Live, and we barely even hear about that radical feminist. This was obviously a marketing ploy that relied on the conservative movement's cultural hunger, and it succeeded. Ye became at the forefront of the conservative conversation, even appeared on Fox News' Tucker Carlson tonight later that week. He also appeared on that Drink Champs that's been going around with Noriega the rapper, and then there was another fella up in there that hosted Drink Champs. Sometimes I like watching it. But this one was kind of weird, kind of suspect. And they took it down though. I don't know, for plenty good reason, because Kanye's the third rail to them now. Ugh. Well, back to the article. During that one-on-one interview, he said some things in line with conservative principles, such as discussing the epidemic of abortion plaguing black communities. He's not wrong. Over the past few years, Ye has garnered acclaim from conservatives for his pro-life comments and support for former President Donald Trump. This time, rather than applying a moderate layer of restraint in response to massively influential celebrity presenting a few conservative positions, the conservative sphere exploded in celebration of its cultural hero based on his pro-life stance and t-shirt choice alone. Even the Republican House Judiciary Committee announced on Twitter, Kanye, Elon, Trump. And then Kanye went full Kanye. And then he does that. He said that one thing about the juice, you know. And to a certain extent, he's not wrong. They do take over the entertainment industry and all of that shit. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But don't be so quick to hop on that. And then there's the Ben Shapiro thing where where he tears into Kanye's conservative defenders amid anti-Semitism controversy. Ben Shapiro is pushing back against conservatives who are in support of rapper Kanye West amid his latest social media rant targeting Jewish people. Right? According to Media, the controversy surrounding the Yeezus rapper came as a result of an anti-Semitic tweet posted ultimately led to his Twitter account being suspended. And you know what this is, man. This guy. Oh boy. I'll go ahead and play it and take a little drink break. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Why in the fuck does he always look like he got something in his mouth? Even when there's nothing in his mouth. No, we know why. We know why. I'm not gonna go in on that. That ain't right. And the brat he goes on to this black Hebrew Israelite shit. Did you know, bro, that in the Nicholas Sandman thing where the white guys were at the Capitol and this native with the stolen valor and the black Hebrew Israelites were fucking with the white boy, and then the white boy put that shit out, and then ultimately it became a defamation type of a thing. And Nicholas Sandman went in on those motherfuckers in court, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. Because y'all just went up on a kid and y'all just did that shit. Mm. For no apparent reason but to be, dumb fucks. Because some of these dumb fucks think that they can change people's mind with all their yelling. All right. And then we got another thing up here. Lightning round. Get all these articles out the way and shit. All right. What is it? Democrats. Because they spelt the name wrong. Come on, Newsweek. Come on now. There's a T in Democrat. But he says Democrats. You might as well call them Democrusties. They're siding with criminals over their victims. They're destroying our communities. All right. This is an opinion piece. And it goes, there is an obvious truth that I increasingly feel the need to say out loud. We are all American citizens. We are all entitled to the same rights and protections, no matter where we live or what the color of our skin is. The reason I feel the need to say it is that on the south side of Chicago, where I live and minister, it's not obvious. Oh, shit. And this is despite the fact that we are literally drowning in race these days. In the 2 years since George Floyd was murdered, we have had the Black Lives Matter movement, the Defund the Police movement, the die movement. Let's just put it that way. And the movement to remove the ACT and SAT tests. Wow. Stripping schools of honors classes and wasting valuable time on white privilege instead of educating our kids upward. The latest is the Safe T Act, which would abolish the cash bail system. These movements have all been pushed by the elites in the name of helping blacks, but not one of these people ever visited my neighborhood to ask what we think. Ah, now you Negroes are getting it. You getting it now? These who white liberals. These white liberals don't get it, bro. They're not looking out for you. They're not helping you move upward. They're only helping you chimp out, act stupid, riot, be a dumbass, and then get out here in these social media streets acting a goddamn fool. And for what? You know what I'm saying? For dumbass reasons and whatnot. I don't get it, bro. But anywho, that's what's happening. All right. And this is what it came out to be. You know, and then it goes on to say these movements have all been pushed by elites in the name of helping blacks, but not one of these people ever visited my neighborhood to ask what we think. It's almost like we have no say, like we are some sort of a social experiment, pawns without minds of our own. Hello, you just now knowing this. That's why Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker's championing the Safety Act is such an insult. The governor claims that this plan will make our city safer and more equitable. Sounds like a nice, sweet sentiment, doesn't it? But what about the minorities in my neighborhood who suffer some of the most violence in America? Don't we matter? And that's what the fuck they've left you saying, you know? And that's why the elites stopped hiding their hatred of the working class, they say. Another one of these opinions by these wokies. I'm still gonna tell it on the mountain. All one of you. I don't give a fuck. Last week, a shocking moment of truth broke through the huge effort elites normally put into hiding their disdain for the rest of us. At an event sponsored by the Libertarian Cato Institute. Yo, I used to just slam on the Cato Institute, but it's a sad day in America when they're even starting to make sense. The Hoover Institution as well. You know, big up to y'all. Y'all are doing good work, you know, no doubt. Adam Posen, all right, a man who appears to be paid $450,000 a year. Oh, okay, they pocket watching. Made clear his absolute contempt for the working class. You're right. And then he says, according to this fucker, the fetish for manufacturing is part of the general fetish for keeping white males of low education outside of cities in the powerful positions they are in the United States, Posen said. As proof, Posen argued that no one cared when recessions hurt black Americans. That's strange. But there's this one clip that's going on at the Cato in the yeah, maybe I should play it. Is it playable? Yeah, it is.
I'm sure I'm going to piss off both left and right, so I apologize.
Hey, you sound a lot like me. You don't piss off both the left and the right. Who gives a fuck? Let's go. Oh shit. Hey, right now it's motherfucking it's loading up. I'm gonna put it back on down to the small. It'll come back up. Shit. You're only live.
I'm sure I'm going to piss off both left and right, so I apologize. Fetish.
Oh man, I took it off. I took it off. My bad. Let me get back to that shit. Yeah, man. That brooding kicked in. It's strong than a motherfucker. All right, because I'm getting ready. The show's about to start over there on his side. I don't know, fellas. Should I premiere them things that make you go, or should I just not spoil it and just go ahead and release it right after the show? You make the call. All right. So I'm gonna go on over here. All right, that looks good. We're gonna try this one more time. You're only live, so let's get it. Let's do it. Get it over with. Damn it.
I'm sure I'm going to piss off both left and right, so I apologize.
Damn.
Fetish for manufacturing is part of the general fetish for keeping white males of low education outside the cities in the powerful positions they're in the U.S. And that is really what's going on here. Because when you look at the costs of manufacturing, and Susan Hausman and her co-authors have done a lot, not of manufacturing, of trade, and job displacement and community, Susan Hausman and her co-authors have done a lot of work on this, and I'm sure she'll have a different view than I do. But when I look at the so-called costs of the China shock or the costs of the decline in manufacturing, I always think compared to what? For decades, there was enormous displacement of African Americans in this economy. Every time there was a recession, African American unemployment rates shot up much faster and higher than white unemployment rates. Single women were methodically excluded from the workforce, and especially if they became parents, or ghettoed in particular sets of jobs throughout the economy well through the 70s into the 80s. Displacements on large scales would happen when technology or trade broke through, like all the secretaries who got replaced by personal computers and other forms of office animation. Excuse me, not animation, automation, excuse me. And these kinds of churn, as the economists put it, never were decried. They never got political attention. They never got much notice. But when it started being the white male manufacturing people in the so-called heartland, which by definition was not urban, then suddenly this was a crisis.
Yeah. Okay. Let me keep reading. And I'll skip a little further. You know, where was I? Okay. Now, Posen's words revealed more than he probably wanted to, like the elitist sentiment of wanting people with less education to have less power, or the way rich elites pander to black Americans by mentioning them to shut down conversations about class disparities, or the ignorant and racist view that black Americans don't work in manufacturing. Maybe even worse than the social justice racism was that Posen admitted that manufacturing provides people without a college degree with good jobs, which in turn provides them with political power. And though his woke racism may prevent him from realizing it, bringing black bringing back manufacturing to the US will provide jobs and business opportunities for every demographic, not just white males. He might have something there. Or does he? Why would Posen erase working class black men or working class women from what would be the benefits of reshoring manufacturing? It gets left wing equity crowd on board with the kind of stupidity involved in opposing bringing back manufacturing. And why would someone oppose bringing back manufacturing, huh? Well, who could possibly want to help white males with low education, as Posen called them? Posen is not the only one to show how wokeness and elitism go hand in hand, enabling a member of the overeducated elite like Posen to arrive at the fantasy that white men without a college degree somehow have their hands on the levers of power, such that anyone could be invoked in keeping them there. And it is a fantasy. He's not wrong. Those of us in the low educated working class are not in control of anything you see going on in the world. The highly educated are running everything, something that they are well aware of, whether it's in the politics or the media or the wealthier professional managerial class. The power centers of America are made up of people with degrees, lots of them. This is true. They are terrified of the political power of people like me, and like me as well. Psyche, so of course, to us, it's hard to imagine things being worse than they are. You have to be pretty wealthy to believe that we to have some of our modest political desires put into practice, America would combust. The worst part about it is that returning manufacturing to the US would help innumerable black Americans because it would help everyone. For exactly the reason Posen laid out, it would restore political power to the working class, at least to a smaller degree. The fact that manufacturing jobs in the country have been declining should be at the front of everyone's minds. The fact that major corporations have exported a large amount of their manufacturing to China and displaced Americans from those jobs is something that is having a profound effect on many of my fellow blue collar workers who have spoken to. Many towns have had manufacturing jobs outsourced to China or Mexico are now a shadow of their former selves, and many of those towns struggle with record levels of drugs and poverty among those who have been left behind. It turns out that when jobs leave and people lose their livelihoods, they tend to lose their sense of meaning. Despair sets in, and down the rabbit hole of addiction, many people tend to go. Men without a college degree are leading the nation in deaths of despair. True. But elites like posing only see powerful positions that these women are getting into. And that's one thing. Okay, and then the next thing, because we're lightning rounding here, and I'm gonna hit y'all with some of that good old MGTOW funk. Three women reveal what made them cheat on their partners. Oh man. Here we go. It gets nasty. Look at this goofy ass, simp ass shit. Some of y'all that are listening to the podcast ain't watching that, but that's what's up. And this article says, after cheating on their partners, three women explain their side of the story and what prompted them to commit infidelity. Dude, I am not really. Should I even get into this? Because it's only going to be the excuses for a cheating bitch to justify a cheating bitch's actions. But I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to hit you with this. But Elon news right after that. When it comes to having an affair, this article says, people are quick to blame the person who cheated, believing that they wronged their partners. However, these women's stories shared with relationship rules may show what the person who cheated had been thinking. Here are three women who explain why they cheated on their partners. 1. Laura fell out of love with her husband. Yeah. Hey, have you heard this shit before? Two of them. God damn it. The thought of leaving him, as she says, came to mind, but she wanted to stay together for their children. The same old fucking song. All right. So she decided to cheat on him with a mutual friend. Like, that's nothing new. All right. This mutual friend had liked Laura for a long time and wanted to be with her. However, things never worked out between the two and they married different people. We settled for being in a secret affair with one another for the longest time, Laura said. We tried to break it off and cease contact with each other, but these efforts were always short-lived. No shit. Because one of you motherfuckers wanted to smash it, but then the other one of you motherfuckers wanted to do it because you missed it. Bitch, male or female, by the way. Bitch, you wanted to get back the old smashing days y'all used to have in your honeymoon period. You ain't fooling nobody. And this is for you men and you female too. Neither one of them wanted to hurt their spouses, but Laura eventually told her husband everything. The two tried to make their marriage work for another year, but were unable to make it last and got divorced. Laura explained, we decided to move on. I never got in touch with that mutual friend again, and I wanted to turn over a new leaf and start fresh. Get the fuck out of here. Excuse number two. Grace's partner made her feel unappreciated in their relationship. How many times have y'all heard this shit before? She had been with her boyfriend for around 2 years when she cheated on him. Grace felt like her boyfriend wasn't putting enough effort into their relationship. A year into their relationship was when Grace found the love to be fading and started exploring other options. He stopped paying attention to all of the little things, like he can fucking read minds, bitch. Then she goes on to say, he no longer went the extra mile to make me feel happy in the relationship, and I felt like I was being taken for granted, Grace said. I guess that motherfucker was quiet quitting. And the bitch goes on to say, I just wasn't happy at that point, and I was feeling very unfulfilled, neglected, and unappreciated in our relationship. Grace went on to cheat on her boyfriend with another man from her neighborhood who had in your neighborhood, yes, who shown interest in her even before she had been in a relationship. So she went to the dude she had friends on, huh? Grace said my boyfriend never found out, and I guess I only went through it as an act of spite. No shit, bitch. We all know that. Y'all are busting out your tricks. We know what it is. You're putting it out here. And you sent motherfuckers, you play motherfucking, you put the curtain over this shit. If I find one of you motherfuckers, I'm gonna have to. Okay? So get your shit right. God damn it. Mm. And then this third one, this third excuse is Karen cheated because she didn't want to be cheated on. Karen, uh-oh, you see what Karen's doing, right? Oh, Karen. Yeah, now I'm starting to think this ain't real and they're trolling me. But here it goes. Karen cheated because she didn't want to be cheated on. She claimed that she has committed infidelity in most of her relationships because she has trust and attachment issues and abandonment issues, apparently. Karen is quite happy and feels like herself when it's the start of the relationship because it's the fucking honeymoon appear the honeymoon. Wait a minute. You might as well call it that, huh? Honeymoon? It's the honeymoon period in the first 6 months, and you're all acting like, see, I see where Tom Likens is coming from for all his fucking faults. This fuck for all his faults, right? And for all his issues, he was right about this. There is that honeymooning period in the first 6 months, and when that goes away, that high goes away. It's kind of like a fucking meth or a coke or a high. It's like a stimulant high. Let's put it that way. And all emotions run high, and you're doing all this and saying all this shit for your woman and whatnot, and you get all that dumb shit. See, that's what it is. That's why Karen is quite happy and feels like herself when it's the start of their relationship.
No, steady, big fellow.
No, fuck that. I'm gonna tell the truth. However, the article goes on to say when the relationship starts to get serious, she gets scared. I'm always so frightened of that emotional death, and in some weird way, I go into kind of self destructive mode, Grace said. Or is it Karen, bitch? Which bitch is it? Is you the same bitch, Karen? Goddamn. Anyway, she goes on to say, I cheat on my man as a way of making sure that things don't get serious in the relationships. Okay, whatever. Unfortunately, that behavior never pans out for her, and she always ends up being single again. You want to know why? Because you ain't worth the shit. Your pair bonding has went out the window long ago. You dumb fool. Anywho, get out of that shit. All right. Yeah, Mr. Plickman, you're right. This is it's that FOMO, that Karen FOMO, the FOMO Karen. You know what it is. It was really a motherfucking Karen that was speaking that shit. All right. And then I can't do this show without showing you some but Elon news. Yeah. Yay. And I'm not talking to rapper, goddammit. We gonna get it in. Yeah. Look at these. Look at the forehead of these motherfuckers on the. And now for those that are watching the playback or watching this shit live, all right. On the left forehead, that's Putin. And on the right forehead, that's motherfucking Elon. See, there's the boomer forehead on the left, and then you got the boomer forehead on the right. You see a difference there? But Elon, I thought you were gonna buy Twitter. But Elon, I want you to buy Twitter so bad so we could get free speech. Then, so we gonna get into this, but Elon news. Oh shit! So it goes. Elon Musk's pro-Russian peace deal is classic Putin, and there's a clue of the Russian leader's role. Fiona Hill argues. I don't know who the fuck that bitch is. Look, it's Putin and Elon. Elon. When I go on that, dude, it ain't Steve Urkel, motherfucker. But yeah, it does sound like Urkel. I do have the Urkel voice going on with it. But I think of Slimer from the real Ghostbusters when Slimer is always around motherfucking Egon. Yeah, Egon, Egon, and all that shit, right? But Elon Musk's foray into the Russia-Ukraine war is being guided by Putin, according to Fiona Hill. The Russia expert told Politico that Putin frequently uses prominent people as intermediaries because that's what they do. Goddamn. Elon Musk's recent efforts to broker a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine have almost certainly have been puppeteered by Vladimir Putin, according to top Russia expert Fiona Hill. Whatever. Putin plays the egos of big men, gives them a sense that they can play a role, but in reality, they're just direct transmitters of messages from Vladimir Putin. Hill told Politico this week, noting that the Tesla billionaire has tipped his hand in an obvious display of Putin's influence. Oh my gosh. You're a Russian bot. You're a Russian bot. And this is Putin's girlfriend. She kind of looks like an older Amber Heard. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, earlier this month, Musk tweeted a proposed peace plan. He's proposed a peace plan. Damn, try saying that a few times and really fast. And he suggested could end the war in Ukraine that parroted Russian demands and echoed Kremlin talking points because they don't like that shit. They don't like that shit. They know they're the fucking anointed ones. He can't say that shit. It's a way to end the war and it'll make the Russians win. Why are you doing this, Elon? Maybe we should win the war in Ukraine. Maybe we should take over the Donbass. Maybe we should grease these goons, Elon. Shut the fuck up. All right? Okay. Ian Bremmer, a prominent political analyst, later reported that Elon spoke privately with Putin before drafting his proposition, an allegation that Musk denied. The SpaceX founder's first foray into the war came earlier this year when he began donating Starlink satellite internet terminals to Ukraine, providing a key source of communication for the country's forces amid the ongoing fight. I didn't know that. But Musk in recent weeks has hinted at a more sympathetic tilt toward Russia because he knows what's about to go down. He's watching that market, boy. You know what it is. While it was his October 3rd tweets that garnered buzz around the globe, Musk was publicly evoking Putin's desires even earlier. And here's his Starlink, the explanation of what Starlink is, and we'll show it real quick. And this is now for you folks that are listening to me on the podcast, you are not getting much of it, but what I'm showing is you may just get the music only, but what I'm showing is the launching of a SpaceX, shuttle or whatever. One of their goddamn space projects. Here you go.
And liftoff of Starlink 435. 3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff of Starlink 435. Go Falcon 9.
Now, as a reminder, we are flying Starlink satellites today.
And there we saw it live.
Bearing separation confirmed.
Separation confirmed. We can now see the Starlink satellites.
Starlink is a constellation of fairly small communication satellites that exist in low Earth orbit. And the idea behind Starlink, Elon Musk's idea, was to replace the dependence of the internet on cables, about 95% of internet traffic is handled on undersea cables, to replace that with networks of low Earth orbit satellites, which means that you'll be able to get the internet, access the internet anywhere around the world. About 3,000 Starlink satellites have been put into orbit. Another 12,000 are due to go into orbit, and eventually Elon Musk's idea is that there might be 40,000, more than 40,000, 42,000 low Earth orbit Starlink satellites, very small satellites, which would access the internet anywhere on the globe. That's the long-term vision. In the Ukraine war, the importance of Starlink is that Elon Musk gave the Ukrainians access to his 3,000 odd satellites, and the orbit of many of those that have been launched has been changed to help the Ukrainians so that they are more available over Ukrainian territory. And what it has done is given the Ukrainians a secure and extremely reliable battlefield management communication system, which is better than anything that the Russians have. And the point about it is that it's secure. And so this constellation of 3,000 satellites, soon to be maybe 12,000, gives the Ukrainians an easy way of communicating from one part of the battlefield to any other part of the battlefield.
Or so you think, motherfucker. You know, or so you think. All right.
Battlefield more or less instantly. The Russians have tried to penetrate it, and every time they make a breakthrough, SpaceX is able to change the coordinates, change the architecture of its system. So the Russians have never been able to actually break into it. And the point about it is that the Ukrainians are winning this war on the ground because they're more agile than the Russians. They've been able to, as it were, control the battle and make the Russians very slow and flat-footed. And one of the reasons why the Ukrainians are so good at this is because of Starlink. It is a game changer. Not many things in the military world are real game changers, but Starlink has been a game changer in their ability to act as a flexible, agile, fleet-footed opponent to a very clumsy Russian military.
Yeah, he's pro-Ukraine, pro-Zelensky and all that shit, but you're at least knowing or having a look at what it is out there in that battlefield and what they're trying to do with it, you know? So, there it is.
Machine. The cost so far is reportedly about $10 billion. That's what Elon Musk says that SpaceX has put into this whole Starlink enterprise, and that's probably right. Of course, Elon Musk can afford 10 billion, but in military terms, that's not so expensive. But we could expect it to cost another 10 billion over the next 6 months if the system keeps going at the present level. One of the questions is, will he continue to fund it? There's been some discussion about that, and the Pentagon has said, well, they will fund it if necessary, and they're funding some of it. And indeed, some of the European allies are saying, well, they'll chip in money if necessary in order to make sure that the SpaceX system is still available, that Starlink is still being used by the Ukrainians, because it's so important to their war effort. Nobody wants it to fail simply through lack of money. So $10 billion so far and counting. It's probably going to be another 10 billion over another 6 months. There are ways of finding that sort of money for something as important as Ukraine's war with Russia. There's some controversy around Starlink because Elon Musk wanted to be a peacemaker, and he came up with a negotiated peace plan which was very favorable to the Russians, and the Russians immediately welcomed it and the Ukrainians immediately rejected it. And the suspicion was, and the implication of some of the things he was saying, was that he would use Starlink's existence, the access that the Ukrainians had to Starlink, as a bargaining chip to pressurize Kiev into accepting his peace plan. Some of the Starlink downlinks went dead a while ago. It really worried the Ukrainians. There was a bit of a crisis of communications a couple of weeks ago because of that. But a lot of people put pressure on Musk. The Pentagon certainly did, and the American administration did, and the Russians did as well. But he seems to have backed off, and everything has now gone back pretty well as you were. But he's also trying to become a world statesman in Taiwan-China relations. He has a plan for that as well, which the Chinese are quite keen on and the Taiwanese not so keen. So, like most millionaires, Elon Musk tends to be rather eccentric, and he makes forays into the world of international politics. And Starlink because it's so useful, is something of a bargaining chip for him in relation to Ukraine-Russian issues.
Everything is a bargaining chip to Elon. This Twitter deal, this Starlink shit, and the way he funded, he briefly funded the Amber Turd situation. Yeah, all that bullshit. This is what Elon is doing.
It's true to say that there are other commercial providers, but I think this war marks a new first for civil technology. SpaceX is the first company to make a significant difference to the way a battlefield is conducted. Private companies have always contributed to warfare in one way or another. The defense companies often send their own technicians out to look after tanks and armored vehicles and so on that are being used by their nation. But this is of a different order. This is a modern communications satellite internet company that is having a major effect in warfare. And given the maturity now of the revolution in satellite technology, the fact is that you can have cheap, small satellites in low Earth orbit, thousands of them. That's not without its problems, but they can be there and they can do astonishing things. And so I think that what SpaceX has done is to pioneer a new innovation, which is predominantly civilian-led in the pursuit of war. And I think after SpaceX, I think there'll be quite a lot of other companies who find ways of contributing to the military machineries of various states in the world.
Some of that military fair use, motherfuckers. Now, yeah, this is what Elon is up to, and he's gonna do his thing. I really don't give a shit so long as I get my money about this here market. And so I can give me some more shit, give me some more of the food, that medicine, that water, and clothing, and means of self-defense, and the motherfucking plan, which is seen at the barrel of this motherfucking rifle. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway. Well, the clock on the wall say that's all, y'all. Thank y'all for do with your boy Psyche Soap. But before I do on out of here, we are going to premiere them things that make you go on the other text. So yeah, go ahead and get y'all asses on over there to motherfucking Odyssey. Go get over here. What the fuck you doing? What the fuck you doing over here with me on this YouTube shit? What are you doing on this YouTube shit? Why are you doing this? Why ain't you going over there? Why ain't you going over there? I'll even put the motherfucker in here. I'm gonna put the link on in this bitch and show you. Yeah, there you go. Yep, see, you can't be saying nothing to Soap. You saying Soap didn't do it for you. I'm gonna put that motherfucking link up, and that's to the show. It's on the other text, and on the other text we gonna show them things, the newest and latest one that's called Things That Make It Go 35, called Bad Ideas, because people do dumb shit. All right. Now, any other things? Anything else before I go? Nothing? Going once? Going twice, motherfucker? Here we go.